Hello, I'm David Barlow. I'm a Hawaii accident injury lawyer with an office here in Honolulu, Hawaii. And today we're going to be talking about 8 mistakes that can ruin your accident injury case. Ruin may be a little dramatic, but either way, if you do make some of these 8 mistakes, whether or not your case is actually ruined or not, no doubt these mistakes will lower the value of your case. So the first mistake is to not call the police when you're in an accident. A lot of times the accident may seem minor at the time, and the other driver may be trying to convince you not to call the police. He may promise that he's going to pay for the damages without any problem, no issues. And sometimes we give into that, and we reluctantly don't call the police. However, we should call the police no matter what. Any type of auto accident, no matter how big or small, we should always call the police. The number one reason for that is to make a record of the accident. It's easy if there's no police report made for people to quite simply deny that the accident ever happened, or deny any of the other facts of the accident. Now, the Honolulu police, they have the option, depending on the severity of the accident, to either do a minor police report or a major police report. The major police report, that's the many-page report, 7 to 10 pages, where they actually do the diagrams, they get witness information, they determine whose fault the accident was, and they're supposed to do those reports, I believe, if there's more than 3,000 in damage. Now, they're not always really consistent with that, so don't be upset if they don't do a major report when they probably should have. It's a lot of times just up to their discretion. The minor report, that's basically an exchange of information, but either way, even a minor report is an excellent document to have when you are in an accident. So number one mistake you do not want to make is to not call the police. So make sure you call the police whenever you're in any sort of accident. Number two mistake is to not get immediate medical treatment. This is a major mistake because insurance companies, they are very cynical. They rely on documentation for everything. They never take anybody's word for it, and they always want to see documentation of injuries or of other details of the accident. So seeking prompt medical treatment, that's one of the number one ways to get the accident documented and your injuries documented. Okay, so number one is to call the ambulance. I know most people are very reluctant to call ambulances. They think the bills are going to be astronomical. They think it's not necessary. They think it's a hassle. But if you are injured at all, you should really consider calling an ambulance and taking the ambulance to the hospital. The ambulance, the EMS officials, they are going to be documenting your injuries right after the accident. They're going to be, obviously, you want to take care of yourself, right? So that's the number one reason, of course, to call an ambulance, is to get immediate treatment for your injuries. So you want to take an ambulance to the hospital, to the emergency room. A lot of people, like I said, they're afraid of the bills. However, if you know that the vehicle you're in has auto insurance, all auto insurance in Hawaii includes $10,000 in no-fault insurance. That's $10,000 in medical benefits for any treatment related to the accident. And of course, ambulances definitely can be related to the accident. Ambulance bills range from about $900 to $1,200, depending on how far they have to go. So it is a lot, but it's not as much as people think. So you should very strongly consider taking an ambulance if you're in an accident. Okay. And not just ambulance, but make sure you are going to the emergency room, hopefully the day of the accident. You can go the next day, because a lot of injuries don't really manifest themselves fully until a day or two after the accident. A lot of injuries to our muscles, they take time for that inflammation to appear and the pain to really fully appear. But definitely the first day or the next day, you should go to the emergency room, get the treatment you need so that you can fully recover. And of course, also that these injuries can be documented for the insurance companies when they are evaluating your claim for your injuries. All right, mistake number 3 is to not call a lawyer. Now, of course, this is a lawyer telling you this, so I guess you should take it for what it's worth. But I'm sure any personal injury lawyer, no matter who they are, is going to tell you you should get a lawyer. There's really no reason not to. You know, injury lawyers, they charge on contingency. They get a percentage of the settlement amount. So you know you're going to have someone on your side trying to get you as big of a settlement as possible for your injuries. And really, if you think about it, you know, most injury lawyers charge, let's say 33%. Some charge as much as 40% or more, but many charge 33%. So you're going to end up with 66%. Most likely, if you think about it, that 66% you end up after paying your lawyer is going to be a lot more than the 100% you would have obtained if you did it on your own. So you definitely should get a lawyer. Now, of course, there's the question, is the case big enough to need a lawyer? Will a lawyer take my case? No reason not to try, right? I mean, almost every injury lawyer offers a free consultation. No reason not to try. They'll usually do it over the phone. I always tell people, if they're worried if they have a good case or not, to call at least 5 injury lawyers. You know, even if it's a good case, maybe a few are too busy to take a new case anyway. So don't get discouraged if you call the first one, they tell you, oh, you know, your case is not good enough, I'm not going to take your case. Don't give up. Call at least 5. If all 5 told you, no, you don't have a case, or no, I'm too busy, you know, and you really want to, you know, call as many as 10. Now, if you've called 10 lawyers and none of them want to take your case, then maybe it's, I guess, time to take the hint and realize, oh, okay, I guess this isn't really a case worth pursuing. Of course, you can still pursue it on your own and try to get some sort of settlement with the insurance company. But, you know, most injury lawyers are pretty good at determining which cases are worth pursuing or not. Okay, so that's mistake number 3, is to not call a lawyer. And I would just add, definitely call a lawyer as soon as you can. To tell you the truth, you call a lawyer on your way to the hospital. You can't call one soon enough just to start getting that advice to make sure things are handled correctly. But definitely, if you're not going to call the first day or 2, call within at least that first week before all the insurance adjusters start calling, wanting to take your statement. You don't want to start dealing a lot with the insurance companies until you have a lawyer on your side. To tell you the truth, we turn down a lot of cases when people don't call us within the first couple of weeks, or at least the first month. There's just too much of an opportunity for cases to go wrong if people don't call us in a timely manner. So I'm not saying we would definitely turn down your case if it's been a month, 2 months, 3 months. We have taken cases a year later after we determined that the client somehow was able to handle everything in a good way. But definitely the sooner the better. Okay. All right, mistake number 4 is to not get consistent medical treatment. Insurance companies, one big thing they look for in evaluating injury claims is gaps in treatment. Basically, they feel that if you're not getting consistent medical treatment, then you may not be seriously injured, right? If you're seriously injured, you're going to be in the doctor that first day, that first week, you're going to be following up. Those next weeks, you're going to be getting follow-up treatment, maybe physical therapy, massage therapy, chiropractor treatment. So you always want to get consistent medical treatment. All right, you should never go a week or two without getting treatment. It just really looks like you're not injured if you're not getting regular treatment. And obviously, the number one reason, of course, is to get better. You want to be 100% healed from your injuries. So why not get all the treatment you can get to make sure that you are 100% the way you were before the accident. Not to mention, you have the no-fault insurance that's going to cover the first $10,000 in medical bills. Why not? There's nothing to lose. All right, mistake number 5, don't listen to your lawyer. Of course, again, the lawyer is going to tell you this, but honestly, you're paying your lawyer, and in a lot of cases, you're paying your lawyer a lot. It's tempting to just rely on your own feelings, on your own reasoning. It's tempting to just search online, get advice online. But if you've hired a lawyer, you're paying that lawyer a third of your settlement, why not listen to him? Why not ask him for advice? To tell you the truth, a lot of clients, they hire us and then they never ask for our advice, right? They pretty much just tell us what to do. Now, of course, we're going to do what we're told. We're going to try to give our advice, but a lot of clients it seems like they don't want our advice. They just want to have a lawyer so that they can tell the insurance company, I have a lawyer, or they have one so they can tell you to file this paper in court or to do this. But honestly, if you have a lawyer, take their advice and be open to their advice. Okay, so that's our mistake number 5. Mistake number 6 is to settle your case before you've completed your treatment. It's always a temptation. It's this world we live in. Everybody wants things fast, quick, easy. When you're dealing with settlements with insurance companies, if you're in a big hurry, if you want to do things quick and fast, you're not going to get the settlement you deserve. Okay, adjusters, if they can see that you're desperate, they're not going to offer you a fair amount because they're going to sense that desperation. And another big reason is you want the settlement to include all of your treatment. All right, if you settle too quickly, let's say worst case scenario, you find out after you settle that, oh, wow, I'm actually going to need surgery. I didn't know I would need surgery, but okay, that's a big deal. You don't want to settle and then find out later you shouldn't have settled and you should have had that surgery included in the settlement. Because once you settle, that's it. It's done. The insurance company never has to hear your name again. If you call, they don't have to take your calls once you sign that paper and take their money. Done. Okay? So you want to make sure you're truly ready to settle. Yet you truly have all the treatment that you need. I know it's hard. Sometimes you're just finishing up physical therapy, maybe it's a few more months, and it seems like it may not be helping a lot. But if you can, you want to wait. Now, of course, there's tough situations. Sometimes people get in a really desperate situation and they absolutely need the money and they have to settle before they complete all their treatment. And of course, as a lawyer, we're going to accommodate our clients if that's what they absolutely want to do, to settle before they've completed their treatment. By all means, we will honor their requests, but it will be kind of against our advice. We're always going to advise people to wait as long as they can to settle their case so that they can get the maximum settlement possible. Sorry, I kind of have allergies today, but I had time this morning, so got to help the people by doing videos. Number 7 mistake is to have unreasonable settlement expectations. Sadly, the world we live in, people tend to be a little greedy. It's a sad truth about this world. A lot of people tend to want more than they deserve. And in a way, you can't blame them. Always try to get as much as you can in any situation, okay? You want to get as much as you can, right? But you want to get as much as you deserve and as much as possible, all right? So if you're holding out on a settlement that you don't deserve, that's way above what the insurance adjuster is offering that's way outside of a reasonable amount, you're only going to be hurting yourself, because the amount you want, you're probably never going to get. All right. Just because the court system is there doesn't mean you're going to go to court and a jury's going to award you what you asked for. All right. It's actually quite the opposite. A lot of times in Hawaii, juries are not really friendly to injured people. A lot of people in the general public don't like lawsuits. They don't like people that sue people. So you really have to have a very sympathetic case if you want to go to court. So in general, if the insurance company is offering you somewhere reasonable, it's never going to be like a victory where you're like celebrating that you got this huge amount. Okay, but if they're offering you a somewhat reasonable amount, you just do yourself a favor and accept it and get it over with instead of dragging it out in court. All right, number 8 mistake is to go to court when you should have settled. And I guess that's a lot tied in with number 7 as well. But let's just face it, the court system it can be painful, it's stressful, it's expensive, it's time consuming. It's 2-3 years to take a case to court. All right, the court system is not there to rush things through and to get things done as soon as possible for people. Justice is there, but it's a long process to obtain justice. So again, if the insurance company is offering you a reasonable amount, just take it, right? If it's a few thousand away from what you wanted or what you think you deserve, just do yourself a favor, avoid the whole court system, get the case settled, move on with your life. Court is not always all it's cracked up to be. Now, once in a while we have a very unreasonable adjuster and we have no other choice than to take the case to court. But honestly, these insurance companies are so big, so powerful. They have thousands and probably millions of claims under their belt. They have a lot of experience. They know all the data about juries awards and arbitration awards. They have a pretty good idea of how things are going to go. Now, of course, they're also looking for a deal. They're also looking for a bargain to get a case settled. But in the end, insurance companies are pretty much close to what you would have gotten in court. So that concludes it. Again, this is based on our webpage, 8 mistakes that can ruin your case. You just click on free advice on our webpage, personalinjuryhawaii.com. Click on free advice, and currently it's the 8th link down. And if you want to go directly to this page, it's personalinjuryhawaii.com/mistakes-that-ruin-injury-cases. All right. I hope that this information has been helpful. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, if you've been in an accident or whatever the case may be, feel free to give us a call. Our number is there on the website. Give us a call. The first consultation is always free. We handle cases on contingencies, so we've never taken a check from a client. We always just get paid if we get a settlement for our clients. So feel free to call us anytime. And as always, we're here to help. And thank you for your time.